Mike Bonham, MMA junkie and USA Today Sports here at UFC 200 Media Day, standing next to Sage Northcutt, fights Enrique Marin on Saturday night. Sage, obviously big fight for you coming off the first loss of your career. What do you have to do to get back on track here in this fight?
You know, I'm excited for the fight. Being on UFC 200 is a huge honor, and I know my loss that I previously had from a previous fight, I wasn't my normal self, so I've already shaken that off and I'm ready for this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you made the comment saying it was kind of a fluke outcome. A lot of people jumped on you for saying that. Do you regret that comment, and do you maybe have a better way of explaining why the result came out the way it did?
No, I don't regret the comment. I think that anybody to go into a fight and be as sick as I was and be ill, where they should be in the hospital, I would call that a fluke, and I'm sure anybody can call that a fluke. Someone with strep throat, having severe strep throat, much less having a relapse of it, they don't even want to get out of work or get out of bed to go to work, for instance, much less fight out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So how much better do you feel going into this fight week, not dealing with all those issues?
You know, I feel great. I feel incredible, and I'm ready.
What do you make of your opponent? He's a guy that not a lot of people know, only one fight in the UFC. What's your scouting report on him?
I believe he was the Ultimate Fighter finalist. That's what I heard. And it looks like he was pretty tough from his previous fights and pretty well-rounded from his previous fights.
Yeah. Have you made any changes since that outcome, or is it because you felt like it was kind of a fluke result, you didn't have to change too much other than just make sure you're healthy going into the fight?
You know, there's always changes being made, so always improving my technique, always learning more and more and more. So every fight, I believe that every fighter should be learning more and more. So.
Yeah. And did anyone give you any advice after that outcome and kind of tell you, you know, it's only one fight, one loss? Everyone in this room, I think, has a loss on the record, at least one. So what does that teach you about, you know, the sport of MMA and how you can continue going forward despite that?
Yes, I heard some very positive things from some fighters and even coaches and friends, family. And obviously in the future, I heard that if I have to pull out of a fight from even other fighters, they said, hey, Sage, if you need to pull out of a fight, even if it's the last minute, then if you're that ill, then you need to pull out of the fight.
Yeah, were you just confident going in there that you, even despite what was going on, you could still win, and maybe that's why you didn't go that direction and pull out?
Well, you know, I believe I could still win. I went out there and I wanted to put on a great show for the fans. I knew that all the people that were coming out to watch, not just me, but watch all the fights, I didn't want to let the UFC down. I didn't want to let all the fans down that were watching, much less me, myself, to go out there and cancel the fight last minute.
Yeah, and you're fighting here on UFC 200 Saturday night. What does that mean for you? I'm sure, do you remember watching UFC 100? I'm sure that's maybe before you obviously got in the UFC, maybe before you even considered that you would get there. So what does this mean for you to fight on this seminal event?
Oh, it's a huge honor for sure, and you're right. I'm sure I did watch UFC 100, but I was very young. I was probably 12 or 13 years old, so me to remember the fights, that'd be pretty tough. But UFC 200 now, I'm looking forward to UFC 300. I'm looking forward to the next ones. Yeah,
and how do you see this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you win?
You know, I'm always going out there to be victorious and win. I like to finish my opponents, so that's obviously the plan, and wherever it may take me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the time, Sage.
Thank you very much.